Good afternoon, everyone. It is my honor to welcome you all on behalf of Computer Society of India, Student Branch DDU, and Developer Student Clubs DDU chapter. I'm Mansi Kalaria, Vice President at CSI DDU and member of Mobile Development Team at DSC DDU. I'm also the Flutter Facilitator for DDU campus. So, for the first time in our university, two of your favorite technical clubs, GDSC-DDU and CSI-DDU, have collaborated together to present to you Flutter Festivals. It is a community-led event series where we will learn fundamentals of Google technologies featuring Flutter and Firebase. Under Flutter Festivals, we will be conducting various sessions, quizzes, and puzzles. As many of you will be new to the world of app development and Flutter, we will begin our sessions right from the basic concepts, and we will also provide you all with the required resources to enhance your learning journey. During the sessions, we will be building applications which I encourage you to build them live with us, and feel free to ask doubts wherever you face any difficulties. You can also share the APKs of the apps that you build, and we can share them with the Google's DSC team. And if your entry is approved, your app can be featured on the Dev Library platform. As today is the first session of Flutter Festival, we will begin with covering features of Flutter, its installation and setup, and we will also see how to create a new project in Flutter, and we'll also understand its file structure. Hold on till the end, as we also have a fun quiz coming up for you guys. So the speakers of today's session are Parangi Rathod and Parshwa Mehta, who are second year computer engineering students and junior associates at CSI DDU. So without wasting much time, let us begin with our session. Over to you, Parangi.
Hello everyone. So first and foremost, the most basic and frequently asked question is what is Flutter? Let's have a look at it. Flutter is cross-platform user interface toolkit from Google that allows you to create amazing cross-platform apps from single database. For development on Windows, OS, or Linux, you only need to understand the Dart language, which cuts down on code development time. So, in the end, the Flutter is whole win versus win situation for you. Developing a native app for each device and keeping track of our project is like getting lost in a maze, shown in the figure. However, it is more convenient for us to construct diverse projects if we use a distinct framework as shown in second figure. Am I correct? In fact, we can use Flutter to create apps for iOS, Android, web, Windows, Mac OS, Linux, embedded, and many more using a single language Dart only. Isn't it something you would be interested in learning more about? As a result, the widget is perhaps the most significant component in developing efficient applications. It's immutable description part of user interface. Widget is the building block of Flutter applications. It specifies how your app's view should appear in its current stage and settings. So we can say that widget is a way to declare and construct user interface. Material, Cupertino, rendering, animation, painting, gesture, and foundations are different types of widgets. For example, the materials widget is developed by Google for Android apps. However, Cupertino is made for iOS. So you can design various apps as per your requirement. In tomorrow's event, we will go through each widget in depth. So, what exactly required to learn a new language or framework? Its foundation, right? So, there you have it, the basic foundation of Flutter that make it useful and efficient framework. The following are details. It's quick, efficient, beautiful, open and portable. Let's take a closer look of each adjectives we assign Flutter. So the Flutter outperforms all other apps and development frameworks. You can implement, design UIs, add or remove features, test and address errors faster using its hot reload feature. As a result, the entire app development time is reduced, which is quite necessary in these days. Because of its the emulator function, we may observe changes in visual devices by its operating. As a result, Flutter beats all other frameworks in current scenario. So we can say that Flutter is more productive than any other. Flutter has wide selection of design as its good Google UI toolkit. You have a lot of UI design alternatives. As a result, no compromises are made in terms of design also. Flutter is a Google project that absolutely free and open source. As a result, you will be able to contribute to the Flutter open source project while simultaneously sharpening your app development abilities in modern day. So now we have brief about Flutter. So I would like to hand over session to Parshwa to cover further.
Yeah. So thank you, Parangi. Just wait for a second. I will share my screen. Is my screen visible? Anyone please confirm?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's begin the installation of Flutter. We are going to implement a Flutter framework using Android Studio. So this is the official website of Android Studio from where you can directly download it for Mac. I am pasting the link in the chat section. Yeah. So now, following the installation of Android Studio, we will now install the Flutter framework using the link provided in the chat section. Clicking on this link, you will be directly the zip will be downloaded in your PC. Don't worry, I know you are not following the steps along with me, but we will share the PPT with you that contains all the stages. I am providing it to you right now so that if you make any mistakes, you will be able to correct them. The important thing which we should take care of is while downloading Flutter, we should click on the Dart checkbox at the time of installation. Now, the another way to install Flutter is if you have GitHub installed in your PC, then you can go this official website of Flutter. There we have directly a GitHub link provided here. What we have to do is just a second. Before that, I will paste this link to you. Yeah. So what this link will do is it will directly download the zip in your PC. Though what we have to do is we have to paste this link in command prompt, and yeah, so in C drive, in your source folder, you will get directly the Flutter and all the necessary folders also. So I am not pressing OK because I have already done it. So now we are done with the Flutter and the Android Studio. The only thing left is to notify our environment that we will be using the Flutter bin. If we do not do so, then the computer will be unable to locate the Flutter files. See, I will prove it to you. Here in the command prompt, if I write where Flutter, see what it showed that could not find files for the given pattern. Means we have to mention the path variable for Flutter bin. So I will open the edit path variables from search box. See here in environment variables, I will double click on path. In new, I have my in my C drive, I have my source folder. In that, I have my Flutter folder. In that, I have my bin. I will press OK. I will press again OK. Now it's done. Now I have to refresh my command prompt. I will open it again. Now again, if I write where Flutter, see, now it located the path. Means now our PC is known that we are going to use the things which are in the Flutter bin. Now we'll finally check that if there are any issues remaining before continuing to make a new project in Flutter. For that, we will write Flutter Doctor, and what it will do is it will confirm that Flutter has located your installation of Android Studio. If anything is remaining, then it installs the latest Android SDK, Android SDK command line tools, and Android SDK build tools, which are required by the Flutter when developing the Android. It is just similar to a doctor finds a problem in our body and then he tries to resolve it. See, I will show this to you. I will write Flutter again, sorry. I will write Flutter doctor here. It will take few seconds to load. Oh, oops, sorry. Just a second. See, here a doctor found one issue only because I have resolved one issue already, and that is because of Android SDK command line tools. Basically, when you will write this, it will show two issues. So, just a second, I will show that issue to you. So yeah, in by default, when you download Android Studio, this Android Studio SDK command line tools will not be installed, and you will open it in that way. Going to tools in Android SDK manager, you will download this Android SDK command line tools. It will be of 114 MB. Since I have installed and you didn't got the issue, now I will actually go in the reverse way to show you the error, because at the first time it will show you. So I will remove the installation. Okay, so now if I refresh my command prompt, now again if I write Flutter doctor, yeah, so you got this right. Our doctor shows two issues, and the issue is in Android SDK licenses, and our doctor is suggesting to write Flutter doctor Android licenses. The issue which I was talking about, the command line, right, which I have already installed, that would not be the case here. So sorry, I made a mistake in writing Flutter doctor Android licenses. Now if I press enter, see here, it showed us that Android SDK manager not found. Update to the latest Android SDK and ensure that the command line tools are installed. Means the command line means we have to let know that we will use the command line. For that, in Android SDK, the thing which I did in the reverse way, right now you have to do like that. See, in Android SDK tools, you will install this, so it will be, the error will be gone. Now I will not again show that to you because now you are known. And now the second error, we resolved this first error. The second error is of Visual Studio, and it is not at all necessary to resolve this error because it is for those only who have Visual Studio downloaded. And if you want to download the Visual Studio, I will paste the link in the chat section. Just a second. Yeah, I have pasted the link. Yeah, so now we are good to go. Up till now we have downloaded Android Studio, and then in it we will use Flutter framework, and we have solved the error also of the path variable and the command line tools for Android SDK which are required. So now before we make a new project in Flutter, one more thing is remaining, and it is that I know most of us have used VS Code, and to implement a new language, we install a extension, right? Similarly, here in Android Studio, we have to install a new plugin of Flutter to use it in Android Studio. See, so in File, in Settings, in Plugins, you will type Flutter. So I have already installed it. You have to install that. There is no need to update it right now. And yeah, so see here, Dart is already installed. I told you at the time of Flutter installation, right? You have to click on the Dart checkbox so that it will be installed. So now our plugin is also installed. So I will click on OK. Now it's time to create a new project in Flutter. So it's pretty simple. What we will do is in File, in New, yeah, so don't worry. I have already made a project. That's why you are able to see this screen. Whenever you will open Android Studio for the first time, you will get a welcome page, and there you will don't have to do like that. You will directly add option of new project. So yeah, so I will now create a new project. My path is already set. Yeah, so the most important thing here which you should know is that we will use Dart language in Flutter, right? And in Dart it's prerequisite that the project name whatever we give should be in lowercase with underscore. So if I try to give it with capital letter, see, it will show an error that must be a valid Dart package name lowercase with underscores. Here underscores are not necessary, but if you want you can use it. So I will write the name as first underscore new, and don't need to change the other settings here. I will click on finish, and yeah, it will take few seconds to create a new project. So it's working. By the time, yeah, it's obvious that our new project will be created here. So now I hand over my speech to Parangi to show you the USB debugging and file structure of Flutter. Thank you.
Thank you, Parshwa. Just wait, I am sharing my screen. Okay. Can anyone confirm is it my screen visible to you all?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. So now, if we want to run our application after creating a new project in Flutter, there should be one way, right? So the one way is you can download virtual environment that shows us output of our code, right? So if we make changes in our program, it should appear in virtual environment so that we can understand our code and make changes as needed. It is just like we experience while learning HTML or CSS. We write some code and then check our code in the browser to see what it looks like. So there is two options to doing so, right? First one is USB debugging via phone, and second one is emulator in Android Studio. So now we will learn about how to set up our phone using USB debugging examine our Flutter application and run it directly from our phone itself. Don't worry, I know you are not following steps along with me. We will share you PPT with you that contains all these steps. So as you can see my screen, you have to open settings inside your phone. So I am simply open it. Okay, and you have to go about phone, right? So here I found about phone. Listen, I have already installed. Sorry, I've already enabled developer option inside my phone. Most probably you have not done yet. So you have to simply click on about phone, and then go to software information here. Okay, it can be device information name inside your phone. So simply click on software information, and here you can see build number. So you have to tap build number 7 times. Okay, so you have to simply click 7 times. I have already enabled developer mode, so it won't be work for me, but it after doing these steps, your developer options will be enabled here. Okay, then you have to simply click on developer options, and you have to turn on. I have already turned on. If I turn off and then on, then my device may be disconnected, so I'm not doing it. So after turning on the developer options, it will ask you to permission. Okay, so you have to simply click on OK, and then developer option will be enabled. After doing so, you have to go with the USB debugging, and you have to also turn on USB debugging also. After doing so, it will also take permission, ask for permission, and you have to simply click on OK. Now, after doing all these steps, you only need to connect your phone via PC with USB cable, right? So after you do so, it will ask for permission like this, allow USB debugging, and you have to simply click on allow from here. Okay, and that's it. Now now you can see that I'm sharing my entire screen for Android Studio, and there will be see that our phone option will be generated there. Okay, okay, my screen is visible. Yes, okay. So now my screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now you can see my Android Studio window, and here you can see my device name. So another option to doing USB debugging, instead of USB debugging, you can use emulator function inside Android Studio itself. So to do enable it, you simply go on tools, and then here device manager, and you have to click on create device, right? So here so many options for your phone layout. So you have to click on one of them, and simply I am doing for you, and then click on next. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, so you have to click on here download, but I am not downloading it because I prefer more USB debugging via phone, because it will good for you that you should also do USB debugging, because emulator function may uh, hang your PC, or it will may decrease your speed of your PC. So now we are good to go for run our application inside our phone, right? So here you can see here's now we are talking about file structure inside Flutter. Okay, so here you can see there are so many files inside the Flutter, but meanwhile, before explaining it, I'm explaining how we can run our application inside phone. So you have to just go in main.dart and click on here play button or run button, and for setting up our application inside our phone. It will take some time. So just a minute. It is doing. Android Studio is some type heavy app, so it will require time. It will at least require 5 minutes or more. Okay. So meanwhile, it is setting up Flutter application inside our phone. We can have a brief about file structure inside the Flutter. Okay. So here you can see there are many files inside the Flutter, but there are almost two main files for Flutter. First one is main.dart and second one is pubspec.yaml, right? So now let's talk about main.dart. So entire our Flutter journey, we will use Dart language only. It is very simple language, and if you have experience about Java or JavaScript, then it is quite simple for you guys. Is main for Flutter. Okay. So now here you can see, as we discussed earlier, that it is importing the package Flutter and material.dart. That material.dart is one type of widget, as we have discussed earlier. So here, main.dart is very important file for us, that most of coding will be done inside the main.dart file only, right? So here the void main where the code starts executes, and this run app will be called class my app. So here you can see class my app extends widget stateless widget, and now here class my homepage extend stateful widget. So here overall two types of widget in Flutter. First one is stateful and second one is stateless. You will be learn more about these widgets in our next event. And then here my homepage and other classes also. So you will be learn deep on these classes and all main.dart in our next event. Okay. So now we are good talk about pubspec.yaml. So the pubspec.yaml is a file that every project contains the pubspec.yaml. The pubspec.yaml is a simple file that specifies dependencies. If you want to control your project and its requirement, then pubspec.yaml file is a good file. So if you want to include packages for your Flutter application, or all these things will be done by pubspec.yaml. You can add dependencies or image files or other files in import. You all imports inside the pubspec.yaml. But you have to note that pubspec.yaml you cannot call it. So you have to write code like Flutter get pub and your package length, and it will include your package name. So now I can see that it is installed, I think, in my phone. So I simply open my phone. Okay. Now you can see I've opened my phone, and as you can see, it is default Flutter app. Okay. So it is default counter app. Whenever you click on the plus sign, it will increment counter by 1. Okay. And here inside the console, it will changing, as you can see. Okay. So it is default app provided by Flutter itself. I am not made it. It is default. Okay. So I am doing some changes inside the main.dart, say that you can see in my mobile phone. Okay. So I am remove demo from here. So I'm simply remove and then context, and then you can see after some time the demo will be removed from here. Okay. So here now the title is Flutter homepage. So now it is now we can make other changes. We can change the color of this. Okay. So now simply here okay, primary stretch. So you have to simply, if you want to simply change your color of the app, so I'm simply writing green over here and then save it, and it will change color from here. Okay, so as you can see that the color it changes, and then it will doing some procedure. Okay, so now we have brief about main.dart and all files only. So now how to create a new file inside the Flutter. So we have to create new file inside Flutter in our library folder only. So here you have to only right click on the library folder and then click on new, and you have to click dart file here. So you have to simply give name first underscore new as Parshwa cover it. You have to only write name in lowercase with underscore, and simply click on enter, and it will create a new file for us. So that's it from my side. So now you have the quiz about Flutter Dart language with by Murtuza. So I would like to hand over the session to Murtuza.
So, good evening, people. You just got done with the basics, and now let's get back to programming. So, Dart is a simple enough language for us programmers already familiar with languages like C, C++, and Java to easily catch up. So, let's have a quick quiz so that you guys can feel this familiarity. And those who will be nailing this quiz will be starred in CSI's and DSA's Instagram stories. So, gear up. Now, I'll be presenting my screen, and you'll be taking part in this quiz. Okay. So just wait a minute. Mm, Now my screen would be visible.
Yes.
Okay. So now barcode will be displayed. So everybody can scan this barcode using your phone, or you can visit the website slido.com and enter this hash code given here. So I'll be waiting for you guys for 2 to 3 minutes so that you can join this quiz. Hmm. Come on, participants. We are waiting for you. Okay, so we'll be beginning the quiz shortly. Everybody, please join quickly. You just have to scan this barcode and you'll be in. And the winners will get a shout out at stories of two different clubs of this university. So compete nicely. Let's begin. So the first question will be displayed on your mobile or your laptop, that how do we compile and run a Dart file? For example, abc.dart on a local machine. So the options that you have are /abc.dart, abc.dart, and then abc, dart abc.dart, or dart abc.dart and then /abc. Select your verdicts. Come on, this is not difficult. You just have to choose one and don't try googling it, you won't have enough time. Okay, so now we are moving forward and most of you are going with option D. Okay, somewhat shifting, and let's have a look at the correct answer. It is C. Well done, you guys. A Dart, compiling and running a Dart file is pretty easy. You just have to write Dart and then abc.dart. And very well done, Jay, Joy, and Shell. Okay, and let's move to the next question. What is the output of the Dart expression? $3 plus 2 in single quotes. What could be the output? An integer 5, a character 5, error, or none of the above? Okay, so let's have a look at what audience is guessing. Option A. Okay, most of you guys have opted for an integer 5, but it is a character 5 because the expression is enclosed within single quotes. So well done, 21%. And Jay, Joy, and Shell are still on the top of the leaderboard. Now the next question you have is, in Dart, uninitialized variables have an initial value of -1, a null value, true, or none of the above. What do you think? Okay, so let's have a look at what the audience is choosing. And most of you have gone for option B, and it is indeed a correct answer. But in newer versions of Flutter, this feature has been removed. So the newer initialized variables are very
Voice is breaking.
Yes.
sorry for the interruption. Am I audible?
Yeah, audible.
Okay. Thank you for confirming. Okay. So we are here with the question. List of a list named nums, and you are given two different syntaxes. Select the correct one. Okay, come on, people. Let's have a look. And most of you guys are going with option C, which is indeed the correct answer. So in Flutter, in Dart language, functions declarations can be of two types. The one is directly declaring a function, and the another is using the fat arrow function. So the first one is a normal function which we declare, and the next one is using a fat arrow function, and both syntaxes are correct. Okay, so new people on the leaderboard, come on, the competition is strong. Congratulations to those on the leaderboard. Now, what is the output of the following code snippet? For a for loop from 0 to 5 and printing an expression $i plus 1. What could be the output? Not so difficult. Come on, this should be quickly, like, this is not something so difficult. Okay, so let's move on to the answer. Okay, audience, what are you doing? These are not characters. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's move forward. What is the output of the following code snippet? A list named items having values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can reiterating the new list and printing character X. Okay, so we'll be moving forward with the answer. The answer is okay. So the audience is selecting option B, but have a look at the list properly. It is 1 to 4. So we are taking the first 4 items of the list, and the output will be displayed as 1 to 4 3. But you got the basics correct. Well done, and welcome Nishan to the leaderboard. And let's go forward. Which function declaration is correct? So let's have a look. And the audience is going with all of the above, but here is a tooltip here that we do not specify the keyword return when we're using the fat arrow functions. So option C is correct, which none of you were able to guess, but not a problem. Okay, you got to learn something. Let's continue. Guess the output of a list cities. We have a list of cities: Delhi, Baroda, and Calcutta, and we are printing this expression. Have a look. So moving on, let's see what we got here. Audience, there is a clash between B and C, and let's see. B wins because it will display the first value where the length is greater than 5. So Delhi is 5, so it won't be appointed. And then Baroda, it has the length greater than 5, so this will be the output. Okay. So tight competition going on. Let's move further. Is the output of this function void function A. Print this expression and a callback to the function using the argument value 3. A modulo, a hash, error, or insufficient data. So let's have a look. Most of you guys are going with option B, and it is indeed the correct answer because we are passing the value 3, and when the expression is meaning that argument a equal to 3, then print hashtag. Okay, so arg is 3, and let's have a look at the leaderboard. So this brings us to the end of our quiz. And Shell, Dubbing, and CF, have a lookout for stories on of Instagram of these two clubs. You guys are the winners of this competition. Okay, so congratulations, and so very much well done. And with this little quiz, we hope that you got to learn something and keep on learning and have a lookout for our events. So this is the end of the quiz. All right.
Okay, so this leads us to the conclusion of our today's event subjects. So let's go on to the doubt session. If if you have any questions, unmute yourself or you can write them into the chat box also. Does anyone has any doubts? Then please do ask. Okay, I think there are no doubts. Uh, yeah, just wait for a second. I will share the PPT's link here in the chat box. This is the PPT link. Okay, thanks, Nishant. Anyone has any doubts? Okay, so now I will give you an overview of what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow we will go over each Flutter widget in detail, and then we will teach you and construct a basic notes application in front of you while explaining everything. So, are you excited? Good, Shell. Good, Dhruv. Yeah, nice. Then see you at the event tomorrow at 4. Stay tuned. And also, as we get closer to the end of our event, the CSI and DSC team would want you to fill out the feedback form, which is fully anonymous and allows us to give us your honest evaluation. You may fill out the form using the link in the chat section. Thank you for coming today and have a pleasant day.